Hi everybody, Steve Griffiths here, developer of the MTPredictor program. In this video I'd like to look at this TS4 buy setup that we had unfold just after the open yesterday. That's this TS4 buy here that unfolded at 9:48 on March the 8th. That's Tuesday, March the 8th. So I'm looking at this in MTPredictor 6.5 and I'd like to have a look at this. Standard traders would have seen that it's on a black STF, so it was okay to consider for a long trade. Standard traders would have come in and seen that when it reached the first target, which is here, the STF was weak, therefore they'd look therefore they'd look to bank a nice 2.1R profit. But the question I'm asking is, how does this TS4 buy setup fit into the large degree position, and as such, could the advanced traders among you decide to manage it slightly differently? Well, let's go back and have a look at this low here. That was the low of the previous day, i.e. March the 7th on the 15-minute chart. Again, this is how we get the larger degree support or resistance zones. I'll just clear the chart off. And this low here, you can see, is the low I'm talking about on March the 7th. So let's put the decision point on from the previous low here, and we can see that this gave us good support, so that YM was rallying off good support into this high, came down to this point 9:45 on the 3-minute chart. So the question being is, when the TS4 buy setup unfolded at this particular point in time, what was the larger degree trend? Well, the answer is simple, in that it was coming off support here, going up. We'd probably put a target from this DP here, so the market was going up a lot further than our initial target of around the just over the 12.1120 area. So the initial target we would have thought would have been exceeded. Therefore, the question being is, how could the advanced traders among you look to manage it? This can be actually seen a little bit clearer on the 5-minute chart. So if I go to the 5-minute chart, we haven't got an automatic setup here, but I just want to show you the picture as it unfolded for the rest of the day. Remember that we had the decision point low coming in here, so the market rallied up. It rallied up right into DP resistance from our prior swing here, so exactly as anticipated. The market then made a decline down. If I put the minor Elliott waves on here, you can see that this decline was a lovely ABC. That's our TS4 buy on our 3-minute. The market then rallied up nicely. Now if I look at the, if I take this off, if I look at the intermediate degree Elliott waves on this high here, you can see that lo and behold, the market actually made a strong wave 3 rally. If I go back and click on this low, you can see that at this point in time on the 5-minute chart, the ABC correction going down into here that we had there is actually unfolding into a wave 2 low. Now you should all know that when we have a good support zone going up into an initial move, coming down into the initial correction that unfolds as an ABC, we look at that as a holy grail trade. What do we think is going to unfold after that? Well, a strong wave 3 rally, and that's exactly what we got. So on the 3-minute chart, sorry, the 5-minute chart, as we've got here, if I clear everything off, it's actually quite a clear picture of how this unfolded, in that we had the decline down into this wave 2 or B for a wave 2 low, and then look for a wave 3 up. So a good holy grail buy setup. So when we go back to the 3-minute chart, which is this one here, we are then looking at this for a potential holy grail long trade. In other words, we're expecting the market to rally significantly further than this first decision point zone. So how could you trade it? Well, the simple way is just to use the ATR stop, because we know this is going to be a strong wave 3 rally, and that's exactly what unfolded. So if we look at this now, just take that down a bit. So I can't quite get on hold that with my, there we go. Just take that down a bit, zoom in a bit. So using the ATR stop here would have held us all the way up to this high here. If we put the risk reward on, it's bang, 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 3 mouse clicks for a lovely 7.2R profit. But do you see how, with a little bit of research, with using the 15-minute chart and also the 5-minute chart, the advanced traders among you could have seen that this TS4 buy setup, although it's a standard setup, was more than likely to exceed the first decision point target, because this was more than likely to be a wave 2 low on the larger degree chart. Therefore, we're more than likely to get a strong wave 3 rally up. And in fact, actually, if we put the major Elliott waves on the 3-minute chart, you can see that's exactly what happened. So that clears the picture up in that we are looking to trade off a wave 2 low into a strong wave 3 type rally. The easiest way to have traded this would have been to simply use the ATR stop. So that would have got in on our TS4 buy. We would have held it past the first target, right the way up into here for a lovely plus 7.2R profit. And in fact, if you look at the rest of the day, or look at the day as a whole, that would have then have caught the vast majority of the rise in the morning. So in other words, you'd have actually been long from the low of the day, which was down here, up into, well, not quite the high of the day, but pretty much. So you would have caught the biggest move of the day very nicely, being long off the very low to then take a nice plus 7.2R profit. So yet another great example of our Holy Grail setup, where we were looking to trade the automatic setup as if it's a wave 2 to then go into a strong wave 3. So a great example, and as you can see, a great result overall with a lovely plus 7.2R profit.